the sinister woman is using forbidden arts. But she was exposed by Asura's strength. Asura, Supreme Marshal of the Legion, the sixth sister, directly dragged her away. The other three sisters directly suspended the competition with a single word. As Asura took control of Song Rain's delicate body, he took out his hidden weapon using the forbidden arts. The words, Southern Frontier, were prominently written on top. Song Rain's pupils dilated instantly upon seeing this scene. Just as Song Rain was about to speak and offer a cunning argument, Asura preempted her words. Are you trying to say that there is nothing between you? Can a hidden weapon really prove anything? Then his face darkened as he continued. As a person from the Great Chu Empire, why would someone from the southern frontier just hand over their ancestral forbidden arts to you for no reason? As soon as these words were spoken, Song Rain's face turned ashen. Just then, sect leader's voice suddenly resounded. All the evidence against Song Rain is conclusive now. What else do you have to argue about? The sixth sister chimed in. According to the regulations of the Great Chu Empire, treasonous dealings with enemy countries are punishable by death. Just then, Asura, the strongest half-saint's second sister, spoke up. Sect leader, upon receiving orders from this lady, sect leader quickly responded with a clear yes, understood. He then quickly went up on stage to make an announcement. He cancelled Song Rain's qualification for the competition and reduced one participant from the Six-Pad sect. Just then, the voice of Asura's third sister rang out again, stating that the enemies of the Stone Nation are forever forbidden to cultivate any cultivation level. With this statement, Song Rain was directly struck down into the valley. The sixth sister instructed her subordinates to take him directly to the dungeon. Everyone watched as Song Rain was taken away. People from the Six-Pad sect fell into a state of anxiety. Just as they were about to beg for mercy from her, suddenly stopped by another contestant from the Six-Pad sect. He immediately shouted angrily, colluding with the enemy country is a capital crime. Who dares to go rescue now? Moreover, because of her, the Six-Pad sect inexplicably lost a spot for the competition. The situation is already unfavorable for us, so the last spot for the competition is crucial. Oh my! You also cultivate forbidden arts. If that kid catches on to you, then it'll be trouble. At that moment, the sect leader hosting the meeting suddenly found out. Their sect's rainbow fruit, which has been nurtured for 100 years, has been stolen. Immediately, his face turned as black as a coal ball. Asura felt a bit embarrassed seeing the scene. For deity sect leader seemed so flustered. Could it be because of the rainbow fruit that second sister took me to steal? Subsequently, the leader of the four deity sect announced that due to personal reasons within our sect, we have decided to temporarily suspend the Great Chu Martial Trial competition and will resume 2 days later. We ask for everyone's understanding. Once these words were spoken, the people of the Six-Pad sect were not satisfied. How could the Great Chu Martial Trial be stopped just because of a personal issue? Now Asura has played all their cards. If we don't take the opportunity to bring Asura down, wouldn't we have lost 2 contestants for nothing? Sect leader of Asura sect said cautiously. Sect leader Zhuang must have important matters to attend to. Why don't we show magnanimity and pause the competition for 2 days? Listening to the argument between the two sects, the sect leader of four deity sect decided to entrust the decision-making power to the 3 older sisters of Asura. These 3 people can freeze the competition with just one word, and no one dares to object. Second sister smiled at the words, saying, Okay, I have no objections. Let's pause directly. I agree. As soon as second sister spoke, the third sister and the fourth sister both spoke up in agreement at the same time. The 3 of them had the same idea in mind and paused the game. It's a good opportunity to buy time for Asura's younger brother, which is naturally a good thing for Asura as well. After the competition was frozen by the 3 sisters, the sect leader of the Six-Pad sect couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat, sighing, Do you ladies have to be so unified? I feel really embarrassed. She doesn't know that these few top figures on the continent are all sisters of Asura, the strongest half-saint's second sister. Take Asura to snatch the divine fruit that the four-deity sect has nurtured for 100 years. Unexpectedly, they were visited by the ancestor of the four-deity sect. But when he saw Asura's three elder sisters, he instantly wilted. The Great Chu martial trial, as Asura, the three top sisters of the mainland, spoke, directly paused the competition. Each of the three sisters has different ideas, but they are all fighting for Asura to have some rest time. Nightfall quietly descends. Several sisters asked Asura if he has confidence in the competition the day after tomorrow. Asura expressed his worries. The two special bloodlines of the four deities sect and the six paths sect. I know nothing about their strength. And today I will reveal my own hidden cards. Expose them all. When this is said, the third sister arrogantly replies, "What's the big deal? The competition is only 2 days away. Why don't a few of us each teach you a move?" Asura still doesn't know how cruel a lesson he will endure. Second sister and the fourth sister chimed in. "Makes sense. If each of us teaches you one move, it's like you've gained 3 new cards." However, Asura is worried that 2 days may not be enough time. Unexpectedly, the third sister directly pulled Asura into her arms. Her charming comfort, what is there to be late about? As long as you stick with us day and night for these 2 days, alternating in the fierce battles, I believe you will definitely make it. Once this is said, Asura is still excited by the third sister's words, completely unaware of the hellish torment he is about to experience. Then he began to worry that his body couldn't handle it. But second sister reassured Asura. The rainbow fruit he ate a few days ago was such a precious treasure. If he can't even handle this bit of physical exertion, how is he going to fight with us to conquer the world? The voice suddenly stopped. Second sister's eyes turned cold, sensing the approach of a strange presence. Then she suddenly stood up, indicating that the training would be slightly postponed. Just as Asura was puzzled, second sister directly turned around with an overbearing attitude. A cold smile instantly appeared on her stunning face because trouble had arrived. He saw the 3 sisters looking excited. Asura then asked, "If the sisters are fighting, what should I do?" Second sister threw the hood that blocked the breath to Asura and told him to sit quietly and do nothing. Before Asura could even be surprised, the gate was suddenly smashed open, and the angry shout of an old man followed. "You have some nerve. You stole the sacred fruit of my sect, and you still dare to stay in my sect's villa. Do you think I, Azure Long Taoist, don't exist?" As his gaze swept towards the house, the old man's pupils instantly dilated. This, before he could even be surprised. 3 sisters asked Azure Long Taoist, "What do you mean by this? Breaking into our courtyard without permission, are you tired of living?" The old man immediately broke out in a cold sweat upon hearing this. No wonder he didn't sense any presence outside just now. It turns out that there are these 3 ladies inside the house. The voice of second sister, holding a baseball bat, came coldly questioning. "You better give me a reasonable explanation, or else." Asura is being trained by 3 older sisters in turn for rape. Second sister of Asura took Asura to steal the treasure of another sect. She faced the sect patriarch and sect leader who came for revenge. The 3 sisters actually managed to scare them off with just their reputation. The other party even had to bow and apologize. "You'd better give me a reasonable explanation, otherwise," facing second sister's angry reprimand. The old man instantly lost his fighting spirit. The sect leader on the side quickly apologized to Xianyuan half-saint. "Sue me!" "Xianyuan Su, it's like this. The treasure on our 4-deity sect's sacred mountain has been stolen." "So?" The third sister's angry voice interrupted him. "The treasure has been stolen, so hurry up and go find it." Second sister, however, furrowed her eyebrows slightly and asked in return, Did you come all the way here just because you think we stole the treasure? The sect leader and the ancestor hurriedly bowed and apologized. We dare not! We dare not! Half-Saint, we did not mean it that way. Please do not be angry. We may have made a mistake tonight. We will not disturb you any more, Half-Saint. We will go to another place to take a look now. Roll! Second sister shouted angrily. The patriarch hurriedly fled with the sect leader in a panic. Asura, on the other hand, looked helpless. I thought there would be a big battle, and even prepared some cheerleading slogans. Is this all that happened? Indeed, it was second sister who stole the treasure with Asura. But second sister remained calm and composed, turning the tables effortlessly. Dealing with such people, one must be firm. The third sister followed suit, and even with 10 times the courage, they wouldn't dare cause trouble here. Shortly after, the fourth sister began to rally everyone for special training with Asura. Once the three sisters reached a consensus on their goal, everyone looked at Asura with mischievous smiles on their faces. Seeing the smiles from the three sisters, Asura seemed to realize the seriousness of the situation. After arriving at the training ground, the three sisters exuded their dominating aura and surrounded Asura. Then, they spoke up to remind him. Now the three of us will take turns attacking you. How much you can learn from this process depends entirely on yourself. The third sister's voice fell, and she launched the first attack. A purple bone claw suddenly rushed towards Asura. Asura quickly raised the sacred weapon to block, then puzzledly asked the sisters, Didn't you say that each one of you would teach me a move? How can I learn this way? Before the voice had even dropped, Asura instantly felt a sharp pain coming from his buttocks. I only saw second sister's attack hit Asura's buttocks firmly. Second sister also comforted in a righteous manner. Is it only through taking turns attacking that you will feel a sense of urgency? Only through this high-intensity training can you harvest more. Asura at this moment. He just wants to quickly escape from the clutches of the three sisters. Unexpectedly, he had only taken 2 steps when he was tripped by a protruding stone just as he took those 2 steps. Second sister looked at Asura, who had smoke coming out of his butt, and gave a charming smile before explaining that this was the great might heavenly long seal, which could deliver a deadly blow to the enemy. This is a life-saving treasure. Upon hearing this, Asura shed tears of despair. He didn't know if it could save his life, but one thing was for sure: the current situation was quite dire. Unexpectedly, Dan Emperor the fourth sister did not show any mercy either. With her loud roar she shouted, Here she comes! The fierce flames in fourth sister's hand suddenly struck Asura's head. At this moment, Asura suddenly felt dizzy. Watching as Asura fell to the ground, the fourth sister started to explain. This move can temporarily stun the opponent. The principle is similar to second sister's flying blade ice slash, but the actual execution is slightly different. At this moment, Asura can only pray for the gods to save him. When will this cycle of attacks from these sisters ever end? From afar at the training ground, the sect leader spoke to the elder. Is the rainbow fruit truly related to the future destiny of our 4-deity sect for the next century? Will it all simply come to naught? The elder was equally helpless. Unexpectedly, the sect leader came up with a way to find evidence. After 2 days of brutal training by 3 elder sisters, he finally faced the last 2 battles. After Asura entered, at this moment, his face has turned into a pig's head, and there was a commotion in the viewing platform. Listening to the mocking voices around him, Asura suddenly recalled before he went on stage. 3 sisters forcibly pulled him to do his makeup. Asura fought back strongly, saying he was going to participate in a martial arts competition, not a beauty pageant. There was no need to put on makeup. But he was still subdued by the strong attitudes of the third sister and the fourth sister. What do you understand? Someone like you, who takes the field with injuries, can confuse the opponent and make them lower their guard against you. Then he was forcibly held down by 3 older sisters at the dressing table, and had makeup done to look like he got beaten up. After the flashback, a voice suddenly came from behind, saying, Asura, just play normally in today's competition. Don't feel too much pressure. Faced with the implied message from the sect leader, Asura was puzzled. Chin Lyra's voice also followed, saying, Senior brother, seeing you like this, you must have been working hard these past few days. Sherfu also sighed. I didn't expect you, kid, to work so hard for our Tai sect. Asura blushed at the words. He quickly comforted the touched Sherfu. Asura looked helpless, not knowing if the opponents had been deceived, but at least the people of his sect had been deceived. Asura lightly patted Sherfu's shoulder to reassure him, saying, I've learned several new moves in the past couple of days. He then rolled up his sleeves, revealing a confident smile, saying, Whatever it is, like the 7-killing ruined body or the indestructible Vajra body, they all have to bow down before me. As the referee announced the start of the match, Asura confidently stepped onto the martial arts stage. Lyra is cheering for him below the stage. Go, senior brother. Upon seeing Asura enter, Yufeng immediately started to taunt. If you surrender now, I might spare your life. Otherwise, I can't guarantee you'll walk out of the arena alive after the battle. Upon hearing this, Asura's fighting spirit surged. He immediately drew his sacred weapon and smiled. I'm not one to be scared off. If you have the ability, let your strength do the talking. Upon hearing this, Yufeng instantly charged towards Asura. Seeing this speed, Asura couldn't help but praise, saying that his speed is indeed quite fast. Asura smiled and said, Come on, let's fight fair and square, no more tricks. At this moment, the sword also emitted a terrifying force of thunder and flames as they clashed. Several sisters on the viewing platform also sighed. Asura has encountered his match. 7-killing ruined body emphasizes pure attacks. For Asura now, Yufeng is indeed a tough opponent. At this moment, Yufeng gathered his 7-killing fist and fiercely launched it. Asura, on the other hand, swung his sword. He used the celestial fire manipulation art to condense a fire fist to directly collide with it. The two fist winds collided and shattered at the same time. However, Yufeng's body retreated several meters this time, clearly showing that Asura had the upper hand in this confrontation. Just as Yufeng adjusted his body and prepared to launch his most powerful strike. But little did he know how challenging a character Asura, the hanging king he was facing, really was. He has 6 half-sisters from the same father, but different mothers. Each one of them not only possesses breathtaking beauty, but also each one is at the top of the modeling world on the mainland. Asura's 5th sister asked 2nd sister to give Asura an invincible armor that is immune to all attacks. Who would have thought that Asura took off the armor? He was like a lion shedding 10,000 tons of anger. Asura battles against the strongest disciple of 6-path sect, Yufeng. After the collision of 2 attacks, it is obvious that Asura has the upper hand. After stabilizing his figure, Yufeng, he then began to activate the 7-killing ruined body, intending to use all his strength. Asura, however, still scornful, pointed his sword towards Yufeng in a sudden thrust. You should have used all your strength earlier. Underestimating the enemy is not a good idea, he said. Before the sound faded, Yufeng's figure suddenly appeared in front of Asura. Facing this earth-shattering attack, Asura was shocked, realizing his mistake. I underestimated my opponent. On the viewing platform, the 3rd sister, the 4th sister, and Lyra looked worried. Oh no, the opponent has accurately timed their attack. Even if Asura wants to dodge now, it's probably too late. Asura, realizing that there was no way to dodge, could only use his body to withstand the impact. To his surprise, before the terrifying finger even touched Asura, his body was dissipated by a golden light. 2nd sister, carrying a beautiful face that could captivate others, smiled, showing some interest. Yufeng stared blankly at himself, putting all his strength into one strike that dissipated just like that. He still couldn't believe it. There was a sudden uproar in the arena. Asura was seen touching the soft armor on his chest, praising, "What treasure is this? It's so powerful. Can it withstand such a massive blow?" Before this, when second sister took Asura to 4 deity sect to steal fruits, second sister then gave the black silkworm heavenly armor sent by fifth sister to Asura. She also charmingly revealed the defensive power of this precious armor. Fifth sister has arranged a formation rune on this spiritual artifact. When worn, it can directly ignore attacks from those below the spiritual king stage. Asura was also shocked at the time. Isn't this kind of powerful item considered a cheat? At this moment on the martial arts stage, Yufeng pointed at Asura and roared, calling for the referee. "I protest. This is unfair. Asura was able to withstand my strongest blow because of this armor, a spiritual artifact." The referee was speechless for a while. Indeed, the rules did not say that players cannot wear protective spiritual artifacts. Yufeng could only helplessly roar at Asura. "Although there is no rule against it, is there any point in continuing this competition if you have such incredible spiritual chi protection?" Asura directly agreed to his request. "Don't accuse me of bullying you. Is it okay if I don't wear it?" He then took off his coat. He took off the spiritual armor he was wearing inside. Yufeng saw the evil plan succeed and continued to launch verbal attacks. "To be frank, without the protection of the spiritual artifact, you are nothing." Asura then revealed a sinister smile and retorted, "Is that so? Don't be too confident with your words." Immediately, he threw out his inner armor. Unexpectedly, the seemingly light inner armor made contact with the ground. The ground was instantly smashed into a huge pit. Seeing this scene, not only was Yufeng shocked, even the spectators on the viewing platform were shocked at the same time. Is this thing so heavy? Did he carry this thing on his back during the battle? This man is wearing the Formation Master Fifth Sister. The invincible armor she gave. The opponent in battle lost their fighting spirit directly and requested a rematch. Asura directly took off his battle armor upon seeing this. Unexpectedly, the thin inner armor actually weighs over 1,000 pounds. As the inner armor hit the stage, cracks appeared. Yufeng panicked instantly. The spectators on the viewing platform were also shocked and dropped their jaws at the same time. Asura's the third sister and the fourth sister glanced at each other and smiled. The black silkworm heavenly armor not only provides defense, but also puts a pressure of 1,000 Jin on Asura. Now, after removing the constraint, the speed and strength will be greatly enhanced. At this moment, Yufeng no longer dares to engage in verbal attacks. Asura can still outmatch him slightly even while wearing 1,000 Jin. How is he going to fight now? Asura shrugged and asked, "Are you satisfied now? Let's have a good fight." Yufeng trembled in anger and shouted, "Don't underestimate people anymore. 7 killing ruined body is invincible." Asura showed a hint of disdain, saying, "I will try it to see if it's truly invincible." As the voice fell, Asura's figure suddenly disappeared. Before he could react, Asura's incredible speed was fully displayed. Seeing Yufeng being continuously beaten and spitting out blood, Lyra showed a look of admiration at the spectator stand. Senior brother is too strong. 7 killing ruined body was defeated just like that. At this moment, Yufeng was half kneeling, but his body started to emit endless blood-red color from the outside. After he saw that the arena was completely taken over by the blood-red color, Asura, with a face full of disdain, awkwardly asked, "Isn't this move too disgusting?" Unexpectedly, Yufeng swiftly launched an attack, his confident voice resounding across the field. "This move is called 7 killing blood C. Your actions will be restricted by me. Right now, you only have one way to go to death." Asura half crouched down and began releasing terrifying thunder flame, all the while mocking Yufeng's arrogance. Just then, a golden thunder long instantly broke through the sea of blood. It then directly locked onto Yufeng's body. It did not wait for him to react. Golden Long opened its bloody mouth wide and suddenly swallowed him down. After Yufeng was seriously injured and lost consciousness, the sea of blood also gradually dissipated. 3 close relatives and friends from the sect opened their mouths, unable to believe that victory came so easily. As the announcement of Asura's victory rang out, the viewing platform erupted with noisy cheers. Witnessing this scene, the sect leader of 4 deity sect spoke to the final contestant from their sect, reminding him, "Once you're on the stage, you don't have to hold back. Just take him out straight away for me." They still don't know about Asura's 4 sisters. They have been watching the battlefield like a tiger eyeing its prey. Long Xian showed a cold smirk when he heard that. "So can I use that move now?" Sect leader of the 4 deity sect nodded in response. After Asura returned to the sect's observation platform, Shifu spoke up and told him to take a good rest. The opponent in the last match is similar in strength to Yufeng. Asura reassured Shifu, saying that even though he had expended a lot of energy just now, with the 4 sisters Dan pill, he would definitely return to his peak within half an hour. The 4 sisters suddenly approached Asura closely. Asura enters the final of the Great Chu Martial Trial. 2 sisters from Pinnacle on the mainland, and Lyra Jr.'s sister at the time of the newlyweds. Several people helped him relax his muscles. Dan met the 4th sister and suddenly pressed her delicate body against Asura. His jade-like hands began to wander on Asura's body, accompanied by a sultry voice. Although the Dan pill can help you recover, it is still essential to relax your muscles and bones. Asura's face flushed instantly. Unexpectedly, the 3rd sister's delicate body suddenly leaned closer to Asura, and her jade hands began to help him move his muscles, pressing, to promote blood circulation, adjust nerve functions, and physiological mechanisms. Asura enjoyed the experience on his face, as the 4th sister and the 3rd sister gave him their first massages. Qin Lyra still foolishly believed that this was true. "Then I will also come help senior brother." Just saw Lyra Jr.'s sister helping with the leg massage. 2 sisters helped with the shoulder massage and loosened the hip muscles. Yes, Asura has reached the pinnacle of life at this moment. Happiness came so suddenly, really caught me off guard. Later on, the venue announced the finals of the 4 deity sect. Now, let's invite the players from Tai's sect and 4 deity sect to the stage. As Asura stepped onto the field, he heard a man's mocking voice saying, "Asura, in the last round, you were able to defeat Yufeng, proving your strength. But this is where it ends for you." Asura was curious about the man and said, "You look pretty weak, not even able to withstand a light breeze. Are you really the indestructible Vajra body?" When these words were spoken, the man immediately released the indestructible Vajra body enveloping his entire body. Then he unleashed the Vajra fist, suddenly blasting towards Asura. Asura manipulated the celestial fire manipulation art to condense a fire fist and clashed head-on with him. The 2 fist winds collided and shattered simultaneously. Asura's battle-intent soared, and he then exhibited the great might heavenly long seal taught by 2nd sister, only to see a huge golden long bursting out of his body. With a wave of his arm, the golden long rushed towards Asura. The man completely unfolded his indestructible Vajra body, and a layer of golden bell shield appeared outside his body. A mocking voice sneered, "Useless. Even attacks on the soul level, I can defend against." As the voice fell, the golden long was suddenly bounced away. Upon seeing this scene, Asura couldn't help but angrily curse. "He's unaffected by such a strong attack?" The man answered Asura's confusion. "If you can attack again, perhaps I will be defeated." "Unfortunately, you can only use this type of attack once." The 3rd sister on the observation stand also agrees with what the man said. Lyra then asked in confusion why this was the case. 2nd sister, who taught this move, explained that frequent use within a short period of time will cause damage to the body and soul. If continued, it is feared that before defeating Asura, her own soul will collapse first. Shifu and sect leader couldn't help but sigh. It seems that Long Xian has hidden strength. Asura has finally encountered a worthy opponent. Asura, in the field, still looks down upon it. Although I can't use the same move continuously, so what? There are still many moves to defeat you. Asura was seen gathering a violent whirlwind around him. As Asura raised his arm and waved it, the wind and snow suddenly attacked like a violent storm. To everyone's surprise, the raging whirlwind was slowly absorbed by the man. Upon seeing this scene, the third sister was shocked. I only saw Asura's violent wind being controlled directly by the man, witnessing such technique and methods. The third sister couldn't help but be surprised. What move is this? How can it actually devour the opponent's secret technique? Second sister's voice suddenly sounded. Kun devours heaven and earth. At that moment, a golden palm suddenly appeared at Asura's face, feeling the continuous absorption of spiritual chi. Asura was shocked, but the man did not know how vast the spiritual chi contained within Asura's 9 revolutions tyrant Dan Si was. Even if he let him absorb for 3 days and 3 nights, he wouldn't be able to finish absorbing it all. Asura is madly devouring the spiritual chi inside Kun devours heaven and earth. Just as the 3 sisters are about to come to the rescue. Unexpectedly, Asura acted recklessly and released the majestic spiritual chi within his body for the man to absorb. He actually directly exploded the man's dantian. Second sister furrowed her brows slightly. Kun devours heaven and earth. So far, no one has been able to crack it. Once hit by it, it will be extremely fatal. Lyra showed a worried expression on the side, while the man boasted, You will soon be sucked dry and turned into a mummy. The man showed a cold smile upon seeing his long-awaited revenge. Feeling the spiritual energy being continuously absorbed, Asura fell into contemplation. Now, apart from watching helplessly as the spiritual energy is being absorbed by him, I can do nothing. Thinking of the spiritual energy, Asura suddenly felt a jolt. Even if he can absorb my spiritual energy for his own use, I am still a man who possesses the 9 revolutions tyrant Dan Si. At this rate, even if he continues for 3 days and 3 nights, he will not be able to absorb all of my spiritual chi. Thinking of this, Asura showed a mischievous smile. Besides, even if he absorbed everything, he wouldn't have anywhere to store it. I have the 9 revolutions tyrant Dan Si, does he? Just at this moment, the man's mocking voice sneered. Asura, if you beg for mercy now, perhaps I can spare your life. However, Asura directly released all his spiritual chi, letting it be devoured. The words, beg for mercy, are not in the dictionary of Asura. Feeling the continuous surge of their own spiritual power, the man was surprised. The Sherfu at the spectator platform, however, showed a look of puzzlement. What is this kid up to? It's one thing not to resist, but how could he take the initiative to go up there? Lyra looked on worriedly at the scene. The sect leader furrowed his brow, ready to intervene and help at any moment. The third sister and the fourth sister anxiously sought the opinion of the second sister. The second sister suggested that maybe I should step in and stop the competition. Yes, if Asura keeps being sucked in like this, something bad will happen sooner or later. Second sister, on the other hand, told everyone not to worry. Look at the expression on that kid's face. It's obvious that he knows what he's doing. At this moment, the man was struggling to maintain his own secret technique, but cold sweat had already covered his face. He couldn't believe that Asura, who was clearly only at the Earth Essence stage, could have an endless supply of spiritual chi. The audience also showed puzzled expressions. After absorbing for so long, just how much spiritual chi does Asura's dantian contain? After absorbing for a quarter of an hour, at this moment, Long Xian's dantian had already begun to swell, like a belly carrying a 10-month pregnancy. He planned to stop Kun devours heaven and earth before it was too late, fearing he would burst and die. Just as he was about to retract his golden palm, Asura grabbed it and said, "Don't stop, good brother!" No matter how Long Xian struggled, he couldn't stop Asura from continuously pouring in spiritual chi. Asura held onto the golden palm with his right hand and increased the infusion of spiritual chi with his left hand. Long Xian's pupils dilated. The next moment, he spit out a hoarse plea for mercy from his mouth. Asura still slowly infused vital chi while seeing the situation. Just now, this guy clearly had murderous intent. It wouldn't be good if he wasn't properly taught a lesson. Just then, the sect leader of Four Deity Sect, who is not afraid of death, angrily shouted, "Stop right now! We, for Deity Sect, admit defeat." He still doesn't know that the three young ladies on the stage are all his sisters. This man forcefully won the first place in the imperial competition. For Deity Sect leader unexpectedly attempted to kill him before Asura could make a move. The sect leader instantly blocked in front of Asura. The three sisters at the peak of the mainland simultaneously shouted angrily. Directly scared them into silence. Watching Long Xian absorbing Asura's spiritual chi is about to burst and die. For Deity sect leader hurriedly stood up and admitted defeat. Facing the overwhelming murderous intent from these two individuals, Asura pretended to be deaf and mute. Sect leader Zhuang, what did you say? The wind is too strong, I didn't hear clearly. For Deity sect leader hastily begged for mercy and asked to stop. We have Four Deity Sect surrender. Asura asked again, are you sure? Sect leader Zhuang replied anxiously, yes, we concede. Just as the words fell, a golden explosion suddenly flashed in the area. Sect leader Zhuang roared Long Xian's name. At this moment, Long Xian fell from the air like a deflated dead pig. Sect leader Zhuang grabbed Long Xian's ankle and dragged him to the ground. He anxiously examined the injuries. Asura waved his hand apologetically and said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I slipped and didn't control the force well just now." At that moment, the sect leader suddenly felt that he had lost all faith. The strongest disciple of the sect managed to survive, but he found it hard to cultivate. The referee announced at this moment that the competition is over. Tai sect and Asura win. Listening to the noise in the field, the three sisters showed relieved smiles. It's great that Asura won. Sheen Lyra excitedly exclaimed, "Senior brother really won." Emperor Luo's eyes were filled with tears at this moment. The disciple he took him back then was truly a genius. He didn't make a mistake in judgment that year. Asura helplessly shrugged his shoulders when he met sect leader Zhuang's fierce gaze. "Don't look at me like that," he said. "I am giving him a taste of his own medicine. If he didn't have murderous thoughts first, I wouldn't have stooped to this level." At the next moment, sect leader Zhuang gathered his own breath and roared as he rushed towards Asura in a critical moment. A woman's angry shout suddenly rang out. "Do you think I don't exist?" Only to see the figure of Asura sect leader suddenly appeared, blocking all the terrifying energy. Leader Zhuang still believes he is in the right, and intends to continue to be aggressive. Look at how your disciples have beaten Long Xian. At this moment, the furious voices of the three sisters of Asura sounded simultaneously. Are you unable to accept defeat? It was Long Xian who had murderous intentions towards Asura. Asura was only acting in self-defense. Facing the furious scolding from the three aunties Ming, sect leader Zhuang could only obediently listen. Asura, seeing this situation, questioned sect leader Zhuang. "You can't be too hypocritical as a person, right? Is it only allowed for your disciple to kill me, but not for me to defend myself and fight back?" Sect leader Zhuang, hearing this, turned around and left. Since the half-saint, palace lord, and Dan emperor have all spoken, I, as the head of Four Deity Sect, will let you go for the sake of saving face. Asura kindly reminded sect leader Zhuang that letting me go would be a good choice. But have you forgotten something? Asura is planning to kill mercilessly. This man. He has several sisters who are at the top of the mainland fighting. And each of them is stunningly beautiful, captivating the hearts of many. Asura not only decisively crippled the strongest disciple of the Four Deity Sect, but also intends to kill mercilessly. Unexpectedly, the sect leader of the four deities sect also intends to take action to kill Asura. Three sisters simultaneously scolded sect leader Zhuang in anger. Is he unable to accept defeat? Faced with the angry scolding from the three senior ladies, sect leader Zhuang had no choice but to back down. Just as he was about to leave unexpectedly, Asura stopped him just as he was about to leave, then proceeded to interrogate sect leader Zhuang ruthlessly, asking, "Can I go now? But have you forgotten something? Bring out the prize for the martial trial champion." This time he really lost his wife and soldiers. It's better to just finish him off with a single blow. Just now, he was scolded by several old ladies in succession and already lost face. Yet at this moment, Asura had to bring it up. Who would have expected that Asura suddenly turned the tables and said, "I won't hold it against you for what happened just now. Why are you still worked up?" With these words, sect leader Zhuang's young heart was once again ruthlessly stabbed. Who would have expected that Asura would add another sentence? "Furthermore, isn't this prize something I deserve?" Faced with the third spiritual interrogation, sect leader Zhuang could no longer bear the pressure, and could only bring out the prize while coughing up blood. After receiving the prize, Asura just said thank you. The scene shifts to a herbal bath pool, where Asura is seen enjoying a bath, feeling the continuous soothing of the meridians. Asura couldn't help but sigh. The four sisters' unique herbal bath is really comfortable. Just as Asura was still experiencing the exclusive spa treatment, the door to the single bathroom suddenly opened. He saw three sisters slowly approaching Asura, who quickly protected his own strong body. Then, his voice trembling, he asked, how did you come here?" Faced with Asura's surprise, the sisters were indifferent. They believed that enjoying together is better than enjoying alone, and how could they let you young men enjoy bathing alone? Upon seeing the tall and graceful figures of the sisters, Asura awkwardly asked, "Are you powerful sisters also in need of soaking in this herbal bath?" Who would have expected that the third sister would suddenly come to the side of Asura and explain charmingly, "Any herbal bath that is beneficial to our bodies is certainly a good thing." Second sister and the third sister also suddenly came to Asura's side, charmingly inquiring, "Moreover, why wouldn't we help you relax personally?" Asura blushed shyly at this moment, saying, "No," with his mouth, but his body was being very honest. At this moment, Asura's arm was suddenly picked up by the third sister's jade-like hand. As we all know, the top relaxation method requires several sisters. This is a special reward for winning today's competition. You just enjoy it. When the third sister said this, Asura finally let go of his worries. But at this moment, his consciousness had already entered heaven. The happiness of being personally served by the sisters came too suddenly. At the same time, inside the main hall of the four deity sect, facing the six-path sect leader's inquiry about Asura, the four deity sect leader remained indifferent. "Could it be that you can defeat those women from Xianyuan-su?" The six-path sect is unwilling to accept it. If Asura were to grow stronger, their two sects would be in trouble. Let the sect leader of the four deity sect rest assured. I have a plan for this matter. They do not even know that those few madams are sisters of Asura. These petty tricks are not worth mentioning. After Asura won the championship, not only was he rewarded by his sisters, he also found a precious key. To his surprise, he was ambushed and killed by 9 spiritual emperors from the four deity sect. When he finally dug out the championship prize, he accidentally found a mysterious gold key. Asura stared at the key in his hand, but couldn't figure out its mystery. Is this prize prepared by the four deity sect too deceiving? Second sister was somewhat surprised. I didn't expect the four deity sect to actually use this as a prize. It's really unexpected. When Asura heard this, he became very excited and quickly asked second sister if this was a treasure, right? The third sister suddenly appeared in front of Asura to help clear his confusion. Of course, that key is the protection barrier leading to the glowing night forest. Facing Asura's doubts, the third sister Ni said that there is a treasure trove hidden there in the legend. It is a mysterious sect left behind 100 years ago. It is said that there are many treasures and divine artifacts inside. The fourth sister also echoed in agreement. Everyone wants to go there to excavate divine artifacts and search for treasures. Later, she showed a very intriguing look of regret. It's just a pity that the difficulty of opening the treasure vault is extremely high, causing many to go but never return. Asura examined this precious key closely, but he didn't understand why the four deity sect would present it as a prize. Perhaps they believed that this year's winner would definitely be their deity like Long Xian. They originally intended to demonstrate their importance towards this martial trial, but unfortunately their plans went awry. Asura also couldn't help but sigh, realizing that it was truly a case of bringing trouble upon oneself. Second sister went straight to the point and said, "Kid, do you want to go there and take a look? With this key in hand, you will definitely have a much easier time going there than others." The third sister also seduced Asura, which is a good opportunity to gain more fortune. He couldn't resist the seduction of the three sisters in turn. Asura agreed directly, definitely going. Why not go when there is a chance for treasure? Just as Asura was about to charge out the door with his greedy red eyes, the third sister caught him and extinguished Asura's greed. The glowing night forest usually only opens on the night of a full moon. There are 7 days left until that day. Second sister asked her to go back and get ready. "We will accompany you when the time comes." Asura eagerly agreed. The next morning, only sect leader and Asura, along with a group of people, were preparing to leave four deity sect and return to the sect. While walking on the road, sect leader and Lyra praised, saying, "Using only one's own strength, he managed to single-handedly fight to the end and win the victory. You, kid, increasingly impress me," Lyra added. "That's right. None of us had any chance to show up, and senior brother took care of them all." Sherfu suddenly stepped forward and praised Asura endlessly, while not forgetting to sarcastically mention the several leaders of peak behind him. "I used to say that this kid was a genius. Now, doesn't it feel like a slap in the face?" Sect leader also activated the teleportation array at this moment to bid farewell to Asura. As the void teleportation array is activated, sect leader instantly sensed something was wrong, as there were spatial fluctuations. Lyra informed the sect leader of her worries. "Someone is trying to forcibly destroy our teleportation array." The voice fell, and a thunderbolt suddenly struck down from the sky. Suddenly 9 figures in black robes appeared, blocking the way in front of everyone. And several of them are at the spiritual emperor stage cultivation level. This man has 6 sisters, who stand at the peak of the continent. He was ambushed and killed by 9 spiritual emperors from the 4 deity sect. They still don't know that the person they want to kill is Asura. He is the younger brother of several ladies. At this critical moment, 3 sisters suddenly arrived, forcefully break through the enemies. Just as the sect leader was activating the teleportation array to return to the sect, suddenly intercepted by 9 black-robed spiritual emperor powerhouses. The sect leader, sensing the situation, released his own aura, ready for a battle. "I didn't expect all of you to find your way here." Seeing this scene, the several elders behind couldn't help but feel panicked. This is bad. Although there are some elders accompanying on this journey, the only one at the spiritual emperor stage pinnacle is the sect leader. Asura could see at a glance that these people were here from the 4 deity sect to rob and kill. "I say, sect leader Zhuang, you are really insincere." Upon hearing his name revealed with just one word, sect leader Zhuang broke out in a cold sweat. They were still unaware of Asura's sisters. She is the mistress they can't afford to provoke. Asura continued to question, "If you can't afford to lose, why resort to ambush and sneak attacks? What kind of skill is that?" When exposed, for deity sect didn't bother to pretend anymore. He directly urged everyone to join hands and attack Asura. Seeing the slowly approaching energy beam, the sect leader suddenly stood in front of Asura, wanting to kill me. "Disciple is afraid that you don't have the ability." Only sect leaders stood in front, resisting the attacks of non-spiritual emperors. At this moment, the men in black robes began to gather a large formation, intending to kill everyone together. With the fusion of two attacks, the golden light beam formed by the man in black robes quickly swallowed the light beam gathered by Asura and the others. Asura exclaimed in horror, then directly summoned out Celestial Devouring. Only to see Celestial Devouring with its cute but fierce mouth wide open, suddenly starting to devour the golden light beams in the sky. Once it had devoured all of them, Celestial Devouring's petite body fell straight from the sky. The crowd felt embarrassed when they saw the sacred beast who had just eaten a full meal. The ancestor of the four deity sect took off his black robe and exclaimed, "I didn't expect you to have such a sacred beast, but unfortunately, this little creature won't be able to hold on for long for you all." The voice fell. His palm directly condensed a strong vital chi and shot towards Asura. "Senior brother, run quickly!" Just as Lyra rushed over with a cry of alarm. Suddenly, the delicate figure of Dan Emperor the Fourth Sister appeared, blocking in front of Asura. Seemingly powerful attacks were instantly devoured by the Fourth Sister's alchemy cauldron. Following closely behind are the Third Sister and Second Sister. After the three sisters fell down, a few people immediately started yelling angrily, "If we can't get the championship, we'll make sure the champion doesn't either." Your four deity sect really does have skin as thick as the corner of a city wall. After seeing these three ladies, even the ancestor of the four deity sect couldn't help but be amazed. Sect leader Zhuang quickly stepped forward and spoke. "Today, our four deity sect is here to take care of some minor matters. I hope the three of you can give us some face." "Give us face? Who are you to deserve that?" Faced with the questioning voice of Xuan Yuan Half-Saint's second sister, the ancestors and sect leader were surprised at the same time. But they still spoke out and requested that this is the matter between our four deity sect and Tai sect. "We hope that the three of you will not intervene. Several sisters don't care about the struggles between sections. Although we shouldn't interfere in your affairs, if you have thoughts that shouldn't be there, then you can't blame us." Once this was said, the two of them immediately became puzzled. "There must be a reason for you to do this, right?" "The reason is simple. Because the Asura you want to kill is actually our younger brother. Asura was ambushed and killed by 9 spiritual emperors. In a critical moment, 3 sisters at the pinnacle of the continent domineeringly suppressed the whole scene. But the sect leader and the ancestor of the four deity sect looked puzzled, begging the 3 of them to give us some face." "Then face? Are you qualified? The Asura you want to kill today is the younger brother of us few." As soon as these words were spoken, the 2 of them opened their mouths wide at the same time. If they knew that Asura's sister was these few ladies, they wouldn't dare to come and assassinate Asura even if they had 10 times the courage. Then, the 2 of them pointed at the harmless Asura beside them, unwillingly asked, "Is Asura really your younger brother?" The people of the Tai sect finally understood. Why did they, at the martial trial back then? All 4 big shots came to our sect's audience seats. Now 4 deity sect is in trouble. Some even want a stack of sisters like this. The ancestor of 4 deity sect is planning to sacrifice himself. He ordered 8 spiritual emperors to escape immediately. "I will hold them off here." The sect leader responded with an agreement. He quickly led the group to escape at the speed of light. Even if they stayed here, it would be a dead end. It's better to preserve their lives first, and seek revenge for the ancestor in the future. Asura's second sister suddenly emitted her own aura, persistently asking, "By blocking here, are you overestimating yourself?" Third and fourth sisters, leave these people to you, leave no one behind. The third sister and the fourth sister responded with a shout, directly bypassed the old man, and rushed towards the fleeing spiritual emperor. Old ancestor of the four deity sect unleashed his own aura, intending to fight Xian Yuan Su with all his might. "Both you and I are half-saints, you may not necessarily be much stronger than me." When second sister heard this, she immediately became interested and decided to give him a chance. Since you are so confident that you can stop me, then I will give you a chance to witness why I, Xianyuan Su, deserve to be called the strongest half-saint. The elder also planned to give it a try. Without further ado, he condensed his vital chi and fiercely blasted it out. Second sister disdainfully ignored it, raising her fair hand and directly condensing a purple light wall. Unexpectedly, as soon as the two sides touched, the elder's attack was instantly rebounded back unchanged. Seeing this, the elder hurriedly stepped back, then bent down to dodge this attack. Watching the mountain peak explode behind him, the elder was astonished. He couldn't believe that his palm strike could be easily blocked like that. Second sister simply did not have the patience to play with him. She directly let him use his strongest move. You should still have your strongest technique that you haven't used yet, right? Take this opportunity to use all of them now, or you may not have this chance later. In the face of the most powerful half-saint's disdain, the old man directly pulled out his life artifact and suddenly burst out all his aura. Don't be too cocky. It was just an accident earlier. Just as his arrogant words were spoken, he saw Yi Asura's second sister's blooming steps. Alright, don't let me down. The old man's fighting spirit was instantly lost by more than half at this moment. This is actually blooming steps. Yi Asura below puzzled inquiring. Blooming steps what? Sect leader spoke to explain. Rumor has it. When the supreme expert of the true saint stage walks in the void, a pure white lotus will appear under their feet. This is a sign of the power of Earth submitting to the expert of the true saint stage. And Xianyuan half-saint can achieve this, indicating that her strength is infinitely close to the true saint level. Yi Asura master sighed on the side, saying that reaching this kind of stage is why she is hailed as the strongest half-saint. This woman is the strongest half-saint in the mainland pinnacle. Similarly, she is also the second sister of Yi Asura. She faced 8 spiritual emperors and 1 half-saint who were trying to intercept and kill Yi Asura. She directly waved her hand and killed them. Yi Asura was standing on the side. Listening to the sect leader and master's recognition of second sister's formidable strength, he instantly turned into a little fanboy. He didn't expect second sister to be so powerful. Only saw second sister stepping on thin air. She arrived above the head of the ancestor of 4 deity sect, disdainfully reminding, "If you still don't make a move, then I will." Faced with such a threat, the ancestor had no choice but to bear with it obediently. He immediately swung his sword chi fiercely towards Yi Asura's second sister, only to see the sword chi transform in midair into a majestic green giant long. Who would have expected that Yi Asura's second sister simply pointed lightly? She instantly extinguished the gigantic long. The old man was sweating profusely at the moment, unable to believe it. "Granny, is it true that you can easily break my killing blow with just a light touch?" The warm-up is over. Now it's my turn. As second sister's voice fell, absolute zero ice crystals began to appear around her. As she formed hand seals with her jade hands, the field was instantly covered with numerous ice spikes. Seeing this move, the old man suddenly exclaimed, This is actually Windfire Extreme Ice!" He quickly raised his sword to block. Yi Asura once again asked in confusion, "What is Windfire Extreme Ice?" The sect leader explained on the side. "It is a special move that can torment the opponent both physically and mentally. It not only contains the bone-chilling vital chi that binds the enemy, but also continuously erodes the body." I see only the old man's trembling body is beginning to freeze, and even his heart is enduring the pain of 1,000 insects biting into it. At this moment, the old man is completely frozen, and even his body is suffering from the pain of Windfire Extreme Ice. Yi Asura couldn't help but feel sorry for him. It's really pitiful to want to die, but not being able to. The ancestor of the 4 deities sect quickly begged for mercy from the half-saint. "Sir,